The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, people? My name is Kendrick Kennedy. I'm owner at 212 Performance Gym. I'm here with Mike and Tony, the Mike and Tony Show. Hey, if you guys haven't checked them out, check them out. Great people, bringing the community together. Love being here. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's episode 221.
Oh.
221. Did have English, have Spanish, for no apparent reason. None at all. Just feeling pumped up. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend. Two of them, one for you, one for me. I'm feeling really good going into this weekend. We didn't have a podcast last week. I went to Washington, D.C. for my birthday.
Yeah.
And the week before we had a podcast, but then the week before that, we didn't because you went out of town for your birthday as well. So here we are. It's episode 221. We're back at it. How was your week?
It was busy, man. It's been busy. Like I know you saw my post on Instagram. Like finally somebody checked in on me for once. Patty called me up on the phone. He's like, "Hey man, you all right? Haven't seen anything on Instagram for a minute, anything like that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking work is kicking my ass." Anytime that I have free, it's just I'm either trying to relax or working out.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll make a post. Show everybody I'm alive. So,
well, we appreciate that because we need more Mike Pierce, I think, in the world. You know what I mean? But I know what it's like. I know what that's like to be in that position where you're just like, you're fucking working hard. You're probably building new systems. You're setting things up.
Yep.
There's a lot.
Exactly what's happening. We're going through a new change of data systems. And again, the job that I have now is newer to me, and I'm playing catch up from the previous person, and the previous person, did an awesome job, in it obviously, but they were doing two jobs at once.
Oh,
and so, there's things that I had to pick up and do and everything. And so I've been catching up on that, and then making it my own, right? Trying to make the processes and everything that I do work towards how I work.
Right.
And so that's been another thing too. And so I was telling you before the podcast, I'm to a point now where I'm catching up and I'm able to do things on my own and make processes and everything like that.
You're not just struggling to stay afloat.
Yeah. And so now it's feeling good. And so now I'm getting ahead of the game. But it always happens that way. Like this happened last month too. And I was like, yeah, I'm catching up. All right. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, look, the government needs you to change this. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
Right. Changes coming nonstop.
And so I was like, oh man, I got to change all these appropriations and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's just different. But no, yeah. And then, like I said, any other, time that I have, I just want to I'm brain dead. I just want to sit back and chill out for a little bit.
Yes.
So I play my little last war game, on my phone. Just chill out on that. And then, I'll play the, and then I'll go work out and everything like that. Which, by the way,
yes,
I did it.
You achieved your goal.
Did it, $1.
No. Really? As of when?
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So I got, I'm 1,200 pound club now, buddy.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Dude. Yeah. Did 335 bench.
Yes.
415 squat.
Okay.
And 450 deadlift.
Okay.
So remember, my goal was to try to eliminate deadlift as much as I possibly could.
Right. Yes.
Because I really don't like doing deadlifts.
So now that you've achieved your goal, are you going to stop deadlifting?
Yeah, dude, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Robert Orps said on Joe Rogan that I didn't have to do deadlifts anymore.
Yeah, no, you can definitely mess yourself up doing deadlifts if you don't have good form or you do something, or even because everybody who practices good form, you can't be perfect every moment.
Yeah,
sometimes it's just a little bit of a tweak, or you don't realize you're already sore, you're leaning one way on a certain day. Yeah, you can mess yourself up. But congratulations, dude, that's unreal. So how long did it take you? When did you start with that goal? And
when did I say in summertime, I think, and then
seemed like it was. And
then I had some setbacks with the pooled, the grade 2 pooled lat.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
And then my freaking quad playing flag football.
Okay.
And so those things all played a factor. And so it was all after, and then holidays and taking all that into effect and everything like that. And then, the change of lifestyle that I currently have now.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
that's a real game changer, the work thing when it gets crazy.
Yeah. And then just other, personal factors that have happened in life. And it's just But yeah, it's like probably since summer. But now I'm done because I'm tired of walking around this heavy.
Yeah.
Because I've been eating so much and trying to,
Sure.
keep up with the intake and everything like
It's a
that. And
lot.
so, yeah, I'm at like yesterday I was at 250.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
And that's the thing though too, is like even muscle. I've heard like cardiovascular doctors say it doesn't matter too much whether it's muscle or fat. It does matter, obviously. You're much healthier when you have a higher percentage of muscle. But either way, it's just more mass, and your heart has to still supply everything.
yeah, pump all that blood and feed those muscles. And
Yeah, completely.
yeah.
So,
But no, I'm done walking around this heavy, and I've kind of like changed all my numbers as far as eating,
Oh, good.
And so,
Okay.
so I'm going to come back down and I'll get back to that
trim up a little.
220 mark again.
Yeah. It's a good spot. Dang, that's so cool, brother.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy because it was just on a random one. I was like at the gym, I was warming up on bench, and I was like, okay, this 305 went up pretty easy. I was like, let's push the 335,
Pile 'em on.
and then I hit it,
Mm-hmm.
got out of the ones. I was like, fuck, okay. I'm like, well, squat's my strongest thing that I have, so far as far as that, I already
squats carry you a little bit.
Yeah, they do. And so I already was doing 405 as it was. And so I was like, I'll just add 5 more pounds on each side, like 10, and then did that. And then I was like, oh my God. I was like, that means my deadlifts only have to be 450. I was like, let's go. And I was doing reps, at the 425.
Yeah.
And so 25 more pounds just doing once.
No problem.
Yeah. I was like,
wow, steady
because
progress.
I was calculating that I'd have to do 485.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because I was doing 425 for, the reps and everything. And so, yeah. Got the 450, and I got I did the 415 squat. And I was like, okay, here we go. Let's just do it. And I was like,
damn,
all right.
dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm getting back after the pursuit of my goal. Remember, I had to stop for a little bit because my knee was just fucked up. And so I had to drop a few more pounds because I got so fat, dude. I was so heavy again. It's just a story of my life, bro. I just go up and down all the time. And so dropped a few pounds now. Just got out there this week and started playing again and feeling so much better. No tenderness, no soreness in the knees.
Yeah.
One day I did have my right ankle was fucked up all day, but it's because I always wear tennis shoes and I wore Uggs. Because of the weather, I was wearing like boots.
Oh, okay.
And I had them.
Wait, the Tom Brady Uggs, like
I don't know. They're like brown. They're like these. They're like suede.
they're not the girl ones, all are they?
No. I've had these for years. No. They're badass. Actually, I like them a lot. But I don't usually wear them, and I just laced them up super tight that day, and then put tons of steps on them all day, and then played basketball after school, and then I was like, oh my.
In
ankles.
them? Oh my gosh, doll, you're an
No,
animal.
not in them. Not
Playing
in
basketball mugs.
No.
It's like it's like when people fucking used to play like basketball in their Timberlands, dude.
Yeah.
And their Uggs.
Gotta even look back.
In their lugs.
Well, think
Remember
about
lugs?
even back. Yeah, I do. I do, unfortunately. But even back in the day, basketball started with like Chucks. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
Dude.
That's
I remember
ridiculous.
that my mom bought us bought me a pair of Chucks.
Yeah.
And it was only one pair that she bought because I ruined those shoes in like a week.
Sure.
Because they're fucking canvas shoes, dude. You know,
Yeah.
and it's canvas, a rubber bottom.
Were you
That's
using
really
them to
it.
play basketball?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I started playing outside and playing basketball, and I remember there were these dinosaur Chucks. They were white and they had like dinosaurs on them.
Oh yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
I was like on like 4th or 5th grade or something like that.
Okay, sure.
And I just ruined them, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom being like, okay, guess we're not doing these anymore.
Yeah. No, you can't. And to think that people played basketball in that professionally is ridiculous, dude. It's so out of control.
Back in the day, with like the 70s and early 80s, they were still wearing Chucks, dude.
Yeah, I know. And those shorts back in the day too.
Yeah.
For years, for decades.
Yeah.
The shorts were silly. It's silly. I look back on some of my favorite games and favorite times, like that era, Magic Johnson and the
Larry
the
Bird
classic.
and all them stuff.
Yeah. But but I look back. Yeah, it's true. All of them. You look at their shorts and you're just like, what on fucking earth were people doing?
And then John Stockton never got out of it. He just
Yeah.
short shorts all the time.
Yeah, did you see? I just saw him talking. It took me a minute to recognize who the fuck he was.
Oh, really?
Because he's gotten older. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he was talking about the mention in the Super Bowl party, the Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about that too.
Yeah.
That was
The ultimate mic drop.
Bro.
The ultimate.
Mic drop. He buried Drake 27 feet underground.
Yeah.
Like, it's over.
Yeah.
It was over before.
Yeah, dude.
And then they were like, not only, I was just like, if I'm Drake, I don't know how you're still getting
Showing
up
up.
every day and showing up.
Yeah.
No kidding. And I saw he showed up. He had some show. Did you see that where he was wearing like a sweatshirt and it had like 50 bullet holes, but he had some apparatus that had like smoke coming out of the holes, like he'd been shot up or whatever. Trying to do. What do? You can't. It's time to walk away. It's over because So he had already won, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
easily.
it was hands down. Everybody was like, "Yeah, this is over. You got destroyed." Then
he won a Grammy for that song.
didn't he win 3 Grammys? Too?
Well, I'm just saying. He just on
Oh
a diss track. On a diss track, bro. Like, come on, dude.
And I remember going, "Oh my God." That was the first thought I had when he won it. I was like, all I can picture is Drake sitting at home just crying. I don't know what you're doing in a corner, fucking just smoking weed doing something to hide your pain.
He did not have a Grammy watching party.
No,
he did not have a Grammy. He watched that shit by himself.
And then they give Kendrick Lamar the Super Bowl.
Well, they
show.
gave it to him before.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the timing.
Yeah.
And then he does that song. People go fucking nuts.
People are singing along with that shit.
Dude,
like,
and the level,
minor.
the level of all the details that he added to that show, particularly one that stands out is an obvious one is Serena Williams fucking dancing.
I caught that before everybody else.
Yeah,
when we were watching it, and I was like, yo, that's Serena, bro. And they were like, what's that have to do anything? I was like,
yeah.
I was like, you
That's
dated her, bro.
Oh shit, son! It was wild.
Yeah. And then he had the Squid
Samuel
Game
L. Jackson.
the Squid Game over thing at the end too, and
Bro, with the crowd involved, game over.
Yeah,
that's the ass beating of a century,
dude. And not only was it just like the Drake thing too, but it also was like, you know, the whole message of America too was in that, right?
Oh,
he was doing it in the prison
layered.
yard, right? He was doing it. That was in a prison yard.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, he was showing the flag, right? He had the flag, and he walked down the middle of the flag, right, showing that, you know, America's divided, right? You know, so all those different things in there, and so yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah, to
so
me,
good.
it was. I mean, one of my favorites easily.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And on top of that, Kendrick is already like in my top 5 of like all time rappers.
Oh yeah,
you know, because he's a storyteller rapper. That's the thing.
I know. He's so fucking authentic.
Yeah,
that's what people love about that
Yeah.
dude. He is so himself, and he's so humble and like frugal with his money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some ridiculous percentage of his income he donates.
Yeah.
Like he lives a normal ass life. He drives some SUV that like I think was his brothers or cousins or something. They sold it to him and it's like I don't even know, a 2000 something. But it's like,
well, that was Luda for a while too. Remember? Luda rocked around with the Acura Legend. Like forever, like a gold Acura Legend, and then he drove that forever.
Right.
And it was actually on one of his album covers. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Like with the Acura Legend with the jet plane in the back.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, no, he's one of my favorites, because we actually were discussing that too amongst like some of my friends, and I was like, his albums are, you know, easily up there for me. You know, his top rap albums. I'm like, I think number 1 album for me is still is Nas, his Illmatic soundtrack, and so yeah, Nas is another storyteller.
Yeah, he for a long time I would say he was my favorite rapper. I'm not listening to rap enough these days. Yeah. But I mean, I love of new rap, newer, we're old. But like J. Cole, I love J. Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I said new, they'd
That's
be like,
funny.
My kids would be like, Dad, he's old, bro.
Yeah, what are you
Fucking
talking
J.
about?
Cole is not new. Yeah. So so that was crazy. The whole Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
There's so many wild things happening. I do want to just mention just briefly for a second on our TikTok page. I don't know if have you been on again recently? Okay, so we're stirring people up a little bit, Pierce. So I just want to remind anybody who listens. A lot of these people on TikTok, I don't know that they listen to the show.
Yeah,
and so they just watch these little clips and they get these little tidbits, you know. So so I don't.
And
So
we're super liberal.
yeah, I know somebody did comment that. Obviously, he's obviously a liberal. I was like, I don't think you know me, but
Yeah.
check out the show. You would, and I wouldn't consider myself conservative either. But either way, it's just funny to me. I love it. I love the conversations going where you look at it and there's just all these comments. So for the listeners too, people who listen to us, go check out our TikTok page. It's at MikeTony00, right? That's all it is. So it's the Mike and Tony Show official TikTok page. We put clips up every day, probably 3 or 4 clips a day. So go there and check that out. But jump in on the conversations. It's pretty interesting. But also even for TikTok, and we'll cut this little clip up.
Yeah.
But for TikTok, I just want to say officially, we literally have shirts that say we are not doctors on the back. And the whole point, the idea is we're not doctors, we're not politicians, we're not claiming to be some educated people. Somebody commented, there was a comment that said something about where's his citations? Like, you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah, we are just two regular ass dudes.
Two regular ass dudes.
Just sitting here.
Just sitting here, bullshitting.
Hanging out.
Having fucking fun, because that's what we like to do
Yeah.
with our time on the weekend. Because if we don't do this, we don't have a life. We have kids and fucking work. So this is our outlet, buddy. So, but I just want to take a minute to just make sure we restamp that we don't claim I'm not arguing with nobody about politics or any of this kind of stuff. Because it's
you know, it's funny too. On my game that I play, that little Last War game.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody like messaged me because like I chat in there. You can chat and like
sure.
There's like a message board and everything like that.
Yeah.
And you know me, I like to have fun and talk a little shit and make some jokes and everything like that. And this guy, his name is Wayne Napoleon, and he's with a different alliance. And he mentioned me. He goes, bro, are you a Drinking Bros by chance? And I was like, huh?
A Drinking Bros?
Yeah, I guess that's like a podcast.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, whoa, pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, it is something more akin to that, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's so funny because like there's a few people on the game that like, found me.
Oh, guess they hidden forever, Pierce.
Yeah.
No, I love it, dude. I've enjoyed being able to have social media, even on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being able to put these things up and realizing that when you post regularly, you get mixed into the algorithm for people more.
And that monetization.
Yeah.
Looking for that dollars. Pretty soon we'll be on ads like, drink this. We'll have hymns all over our podcast.
Yeah. And no, the one thing I never want to do, I never want to compromise on is I don't like ads in the podcast, whether it's in the middle, even if you just front load them at the beginning or you put them at the end. I just don't like it. Because I like the art of the podcast. It'd be like having a song. What are those things called? The watermarks or whatever they fucking drop in them. I mean, Tony Dollar music. You're like, stop. I don't want that shit.
That's old as shit dollars.
I know.
You just aged yourself. That used to be like on like the shit you downloaded from the internet.
Yeah.
And it was like music by Tony Dollar.
Oh my God, that's so funny. It's true though. It's true. I'm old. I'm old as fuck. I just turned 46, Mike.
I know, dude.
I think we talked about it on the last show actually. It was like I'm now in the late 40s.
Yeah.
And you're in the late early 40s.
No, late early 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes by fast.
Almost mid and you're almost late.
Yeah.
Ugh. But again, looking at people our age, bro, we are doing all right.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And that's what I was going to say about my goal too. It's nice to be working back at it again and just feeling good and realizing that, first of all, 50's closing in. That's my deadline. I need to be slam dunking at 50, and I'm going to be playing basketball regularly in a pickup league or something, some way, keeping it regular in my life. But it's getting better, and I find myself, it makes me feel like a kid, honestly.
Yeah.
Like having some kind of a goal like that, where like last night, we were getting ready for dinner and everything's just sort of ready. I was finishing up stuff, and I'm like, fuck it. I grab my basketball, go outside, shove the table outside. Myra's like, what are you doing out there? It's like, I need to spot to dribble.
Yeah.
Practice my handles, bro. And I'm out there. You know what I'm out there just dribbling and juking and doing moves, and pretty soon I was sweating to the point I was like, might as well turn a workout on. I'm out here getting it. But it just reminded me when I was a kid, when I just couldn't wait to like get outside and do something, or get in the gym and hit that goal, or like
playing basketball and the fucking the court's all wet still, and like dribbling in it, and it hits that puddle and the dribble stops.
Oh,
ah, shit.
Yeah. That reminds me of at our school too. There's like spots in the court.
that are like missing
There's
gravel and shit.
No, indoor court in the indoor.
Oh, dead spots.
Dead spots.
Yeah.
Like, dum, dum, dum. What the hell?
Yeah.
Or it goes in a weird direction. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, what?
I don't know. I don't know what happens on those, like in those dead spots.
I think it's wood. You know what I mean?
it just dies.
Wood is sensitive to temperature and humidity and time, and so I think it just. I don't know.
I still remember that like viral video of Steph Curry, like finding a dead spot at a.
I've seen that.
And he was like dribbling. He's like
trying
walking.
to find it.
He's like, well, he was walking, and then he's like, you see him like stop for a second, and he's like walked back, and he's all.
And he finds
and
the
he
spot.
found the spot. It was like I was
know.
like, damn, dude, this guy.
That guy's so good. That guy inspires the shit out of me.
Yeah, not $2. Imagine if you get to dunking again, or not again. If you get to dunking,
Yeah.
and like we get in a league together. Twin Towers.
Oh my god, bro. Let's go.
The 40 plus league just dominating, just like
yeah. No, it just feels good. It feels good to have goals, to chase things. And it's a time of change for me. You know, it's finally out there that I'm actually looking for a new job. I'm going to be moving schools, and I've worked where I worked for so long, and
that's why you're getting better at basketball. You're going to Montbello, and you're like, gotta keep up with these black kids, dude.
Yeah, I want to play
ball.
I want to play here. I mean, play. Look what you got me saying now. I want to work here. I really want to work near home. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to ride my bike to work. Like we were talking about Bruce Leroy back in the day, rode his bike to work. Be nice.
Yeah, but Bruce, that was miles. Like Bruce Leroy drive miles.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know. The reason I couldn't do even if I am close by at my job, I probably still won't ride my bike just because I think I sweat fucking more than an average person.
Yeah.
So you know this. Like, I mean, we've sat here and done podcasts, and I'm just sweating. Like, guys, it's like 68 in here. What the fuck? So hot. But I used to do that because when I was a teenager, I rode everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'd ride to work, and that was the worst. I fucking hated getting to work, and I'm like wearing like a button-up shirt or something and slacks, and I'm like sweaty.
You always have to change.
Always have to change.
I did that a while too when I lived in Broomfield. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna save on some money. You know, it's early 20s, and like, you know, I was like, all right, just save a little bit of money. There's gas and there's car insurance, you know, and so like I didn't have a car. And so I was like, and this is before I worked at Jones and everything like that. I was like, I'll just ride my bike. I like to work every day. And so, yeah, that's what I did. I had like a change of clothes.
Yep.
And
backpack.
In the backpack, yeah. Change of clothes in the backpack. And then I had some wet wipes. It's like just like the wipe down and the sweat or anything like that too. And so, yeah. So, because in the summer, definitely, bro.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It doesn't even matter in the summer. For me, the winter's honestly worse.
Because bundled up
because
more.
you're bundled up because you're so cold, and then you're just ridiculously sweaty, and you can't then you get it off, and then your skin's cold because you're sweating. It's just like, can't find it. It sucks being like a person that overheats all the time. I've always been like that. I just run hot, dude.
Yeah.
Even when I was skinny as shit, I was a tiny young man and just hot. It's always freaking hot.
Yeah. I'm the person that's super indifferent to temperature.
Yeah.
And so everyone's always like,
I know.
Like, is it cold in here? I'm like,
That's why we get along, Pierce. Everybody around me forces me to live in super sauna environments all the time.
Then I come down here in the basement. I'm like, I'll say it. I'm like, damn, it's a little cold down here. But I won't. I don't care.
Yeah, I did. I might have turned it down a little too low because it is cooling off in here pretty fast. But I did run the heater a little bit in here because when I walked in, I was like, I love this, but this is pretty extreme. This is. I feel like
I'm cold plunging right now.
Yeah, I haven't been able to cold plunge. Frozen solid, dude. It's been frozen solid for a long time now. It's so crazy.
Yeah. When it gets to that though, like I really have to hammer it. Like I really have to get the mini sledgehammer and just go.
To get in though, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, mine has been like this, buddy. Like, no, that's a bad example. Actually, it's like solid
To the bottom?
It's coming. It's starting to get a little bit better now, but nowhere near being able to get in it.
Oh my God.
Bro, I remember when
mine usually gets to like that. And then I break it up. And then I add a little water to it.
It froze solid those few days when it was like crazy cold.
Yeah.
And it had already been mostly frozen before that. So it's like there's no getting through it. Because I was going to make Chucky do one for her because she's been so sore from volleyball. And we went out there and we were just like, what on earth? It's just a big rock. Like there's nothing. And she was so happy.
She was like, oh. You should have got some like hot water.
Yeah.
And pour it on the top of it.
Yeah.
And like let it kind of like
see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably force it. But then again, now the water's sitting there so long and I'm paranoid. I know it's frozen.
Yeah.
But shit lives in all temperatures. Like that water's been out there a long time.
Yeah, a little stagnant.
Yeah. No thanks, buddy.
It has your previous plunge in there with it.
It actually is a fresh one.
Oh, it's a okay.
It never got maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
They definitely say it's way worse if you have been.
Yeah.
Because all your body oils and bacteria off your skin and all that stuff comes into the water. Oh. Yeah. I'll never remember one time I was so grossed out, bro. I changed the water and it was fresh fucking water. But for whatever reason, I had like these new black socks on. You know how the cotton will get like
the fuzzies.
Didn't catch all of it.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, it was like floating in the water, and I was like, no, because then you're hyper aware that like you're floating in the water from your toes that have been in socks and shoes all day. Like I can't do it. I think too much about.
Call those monsters. Those are monsters.
Monsters, the little black cotton things.
Little monsters.
Yeah.
Little monsters. I mean, that's what my grandma used to call it all the time.
Little monsters.
Little monsters between your toes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta take care of the feet and gotta have the hygiene and all that. But
that's another
new socks
thing we talk about in my game because it's one of those games where it's like it's a free to play game, right? But there's also aspects where you can pay for stuff in the game. You know, and some people are like, oh, I don't want to pay for anything. And, you know,
that would be me.
It's
probably.
expensive. It's expensive. You know, I do this and we always joke around that. At our alliance, we're just like, I just sell feet pics, and that's how it funds my video game. I'm out here selling feet pics, and they're like, really? I was like, yeah. And like in our chat, you know, we've sent like pictures before and everything like that, and I've sent Shaq's feet before, and I'm like, this is what I'm working with over here.
Yeah,
like, it's like
Shaq's feet. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's no pedicure that's fixing that ever.
No,
ever, bro.
There's. I know. Well, I feel like some people get unlucky with it too, because some people their feet just. I got unlucky on the right foot. We always talk about it. Like I have like a birthmark and a giant bunion and all this kind of stuff. But I feel like some people naturally it's harder for them to maintain hygiene on their feet.
Yeah.
Like some people just got stinky feet.
And I don't know what it is.
I
think it's white people problem solver because like in our thing, like really, it got to a point in our chat where people were posting their feet in the chat, and it was and all the girls are like, "Can you stop doing that?" like, and every white dude dollar.
Bunions.
Every white dude's foot was like,
really?
Chow! And I was like, damn, all of you have gangster leans on your feet. What is going on? And you guys, like, I don't know, dollar.
That's all the white people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For a long time I thought I mostly did it to myself by wearing Chacos. Do you remember Chacos?
Yeah.
And I laced up my Uggs too tight. I fucking tug the shit out of that thing, just pull on that thing and squeezes your toes in. So I was like, man, I did this to myself. But then come to find out, I could have avoided it by not doing stuff like that, but it only happened to me because of the genetics.
Yeah.
A lot of people might do the exact same thing I did with those sandals, never have a problem.
Have you ever seen those fucking things online that like they're supposed to correct your bunion? They're like there's like braces on them.
Oh, there's all kinds.
And they have like little
tighten
things.
the little bolt and shit. Like what the fuck
supposed
is that?
To like spread your toe out.
No, I'm not doing any of that stuff. But I might do the surgery.
I'm gonna come here one day. I'm gonna see this weird ass apparatus on your foot. It's gonna have like a little screw on the side trying to move your toe out.
I have to cut out part of my shoe just to accommodate like
the bolt,
the mechanical fucking apparatus that I'm using. Yeah, who knows? As we get older, might have to do something. I probably will have to get the surgery because bunions are real, man. It puts such a damper in my day, in my life, you know. But it depends. It's things like this, like the kind of shoes we're rocking today. You could probably rock those all day, no problem. You could probably go put those are very nice, by the way.
These are my
like
my Cactus Jacks, my Travis Scotts.
Like the laces as well. But if you could probably go put 15,000 steps on those, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. If I put 15,000 steps on these in a day,
You know what's weird?
I'm going to hobble for
I can
2
walk
days.
around these in all day. I can walk around all day in these, right? Do I have to stand in one fucking spot?
Oh.
It bothers me.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
weird.
I get
I'll walk
that.
around all day, but standing around like yesterday we went to the Ballyhoo concert
Mm.
and just standing there.
Yeah,
Just like-
I think it's bad for you. It's kind of like it's like our bodies just desire to move.
Yeah.
And so when you're standing there, and bigger guys like us too, all that weight on your feet, and you're just, it's different when you're moving and you're shifting your momentum and your weight around. You know?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. The way-
So the new president, Donald Trump,
Mhm.
doing all kinds of stuff, so many things, saying some outlandish stuff, dude. Like what's crazy to me is that we are not doctors. Just going to say that every 20 seconds. What's crazy to me is it's unprecedented, the things he's saying. Canada is going to be the 51st state. He wants to buy fucking Gaza Strip and turn it into a Mar-a-Lago, I guess, apparently. What was the other one? Oh, he said wanted to rename Greenland Red, White, and Blue Land or something like that. And then they responded, though. They responded with just like, the history. Like, it's been Denmark. This has been part of Denmark forever. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, remember in the past he's had the Greenland thing too.
Mhm.
When he was-
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. It's wild. But here's why I think it's crazy. Because I think he's telling the truth. I think he's really trying to do these things. Can you imagine if he bought the Gaza Strip? What on earth? Who's behind? Like, are people in support of that idea?
I mean,
That you
there's
know
a
of?
lot of crazy ass people out there, dog.
They're like, yeah, let's buy Gaza. This place.
There's people
that's
out there with
centuries.
absurd amount of money. So
But still, like like, do they think it's going to be easy? Do they think that these Palestinians that have been fighting for decades and decades for their land and going through hell and the shit that they've seen, that they're just going to go, okay, yeah, we'll go to these other spots you got picked for us? And he said he wants to move them to Egypt and where I can't remember the other one was. And both of the countries, he said, was it Sudan? I think both of those countries came immediately out and were like, hell no.
no, we're good. We're good.
No, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is happening? Do you think he's full of shit, or because he seems like he's serious? He really wants to do these
I
things.
think he means this kind of
I
stuff.
know, and,
He's like-
and all the crazy shit he said so far, he's doing.
Yeah. The Gulf of America.
Like we said before, yeah, it's on there. It's on the
It's on Google
now.
Maps.
Gulf of America, which is, I mean, maybe that's more of a superficial one. You're just calling it something, right? Because do people own it? People don't own it, do they? I don't think you. Well, you kind of do, right? Because off the coast, it's always like, I wonder. But you would have thought that if America's owned it this whole time, we would have called it
Who
Gulf of
owns
America.
the naming rights? Yeah. Is there ownage of naming rights?
Well,
Can California all of a sudden just change their name? Can Colorado all of a sudden just change their name?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the naming part, but then also it's like, who does it actually belong to? Like the Gulf of Mexico. Is there a line somewhere in the middle?
Now you're looking at
I gotta look it up. I'm very curious.
like oceans. Can we just change the name of oceans? If we can change a Gulf, can we just change like the Pacific, the United States Pacific Ocean?
I know.
The United
Stuff you just don't think
Atlantic,
about.
The United States of Atlantic Ocean.
Okay. So no country technically owns the Gulf, as it borders 3 separate countries, including the United States, Mexico, and Cuba. Okay, so nobody actually owns it. So you can probably call it whatever you want.
So Gulf of Mexico, they probably definitely call it Gulf of Mexico. Cuba probably calls it fucking Gulf of Cuba.
I wonder what they actually call it, because it does. It's shit you just never think about, but like naming norms, like how is it recognized across the world as the Gulf of Mexico? Like, do most countries refer to it as El Golfo de, whatever the language, but it's basically Gulf of Mexico.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering if that's any kind of fucking body of water. Can I go in just like to Lake Dillon and be like, this is not Lake Dillon anymore. This is like this is like Chillin. I call them like Chillin. Or no, because it's like isn't it Silverthorne, right?
I don't know. Lake
I'm
Dillon.
gonna call it Silverthorne Lake
Silverthorne Lake. I just changed
because it borders it.
Yeah, I don't know. Naming seems arbitrary as fuck. Just call it whatever you want, I guess. We change our name of our show right now. It's a different name.
This plot of land right here is the United Mike and Tony.
This is our country right here. It's humble. It's humble.
Yeah.
I have a lot of space. A
We're
lot
very
of
moderate.
resources.
Yeah.
Really good audio resources.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Don't come to war because we're not going to be able to.
Yeah, but I just wonder, and what's crazy is like seeing interviews with like Canadians and stuff. Everybody's just baffled. Like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
why is America acting like this? And you know what the craziest part is to me personally? Somebody's gonna say I'm a liberal for this for sure. Yeah. But the craziest part to me is like 57% approval rating in some things.
Uh-huh.
Like some upwards of 60 and 70% on specific things. Yeah. Americans are like, yeah, fuck Canada. You're our state now, bitch.
That whole country is now one state.
Dude, and what's crazy is that the shit we've been through, and they fought along our side. They've been down to go to war with us anytime we've ever asked them. They do whatever we want. They're the nicest fucking people.
Yeah, they're real fucking
I
nice.
don't really understand how so many Americans are like, fuck Canada.
I literally have not met a Canadian that is not nice or that I don't like.
Mm-hmm. I told you about my experience in BC.
Yeah.
Where the cop walked up to me and was like, oh, do you smoke weed by chance? And I was like, I'm not falling for that, sir. And he was like, no, I'm not. He's like, I'm just letting you know, we don't care around here. Nobody cares at all. You could just light one up. People smoke all around here. And this is a long time ago.
You just got your shoe, dollar.
No. Pause the podcast. I just spilled coffee on my shoe. No, I'm not going to do that. But I have nothing to wipe it off. I'm just going to have to clean it.
With your hand. There it goes. And wipe it on your jeans just like a regular dude.
Hey, I got to suck it up. This is a podcast. We got to keep rolling. You know how I feel about hands.
Yeah.
Now I'm
wipe
sitting
it on
here
your
with
jeans.
fucking coffee on
there
my...
you go. That's better.
There we go. That's better.
Little granted, yeah.
Now I smell like coffee. So, yeah. Yeah, but times are good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we're in a place where things are starting to change for me personally in my life.
Yeah.
Right? Like for my family, I'm about to have more family time, be closer to home.
Yes.
Those things are so huge to me. And it's funny how that younger self, like in my 30s and 20s, you just want to conquer. Yep. You're like, I'm going to prove myself. I'm going to kick ass at this. I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to be the best at this. And then I find as I'm getting older, I'm like, I want to enjoy my work. I want to put everything I got into it and really make it has meaning for me. And then I want to have a separation. I want to have my family life.
Yeah.
I want to have my kids. I want to do my podcast with my homie. I want to play music and do shows and do the things that are just like natural to me as a person. Yeah. Whereas when your work gets crazy, you're not a natural person because that's all you end up doing is work.
Yes.
You're just work all the time.
And that's what I've been doing. And like I said, that's why Patty, you okay, man? You doing all right?
We were all wondering, is he okay over there? I knew you were busy as shit.
Yeah. But no, I mean, got to take time for yourself. Got to do things like, my boss at work always preaches, and our boss preaches to use the PTO, to always use it. We get so much of it, it's, you got to use it. And so, I have been. And I'm going to Reggae Rise Up in March.
Yes.
To help out.
See, that's the kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. To help out Dave, 4-0 from the Dirty Heads. Yeah. And doing that.
You have to have those things in your life.
And it's going to be, it's awesome. Like I'm going to, Eric, Benny Bloom.
Yeah.
Lettuce is playing out there too. So I'm going to see Eric
that's
out there
so
at
cool.
Reggae Rise Up. And then Patty, obviously I'll be there with Patty and Dave for Old Dirty Heads. And this time I am going to take better pictures.
Yes.
I mean, when I get on stage.
Yeah.
And when people are performing. Cause
you'll be more experienced this time. You won't freeze up.
Yeah. Dirty Heads are playing there. And so I'm going to see if I can get on there and take some pictures, and get up front and take some pictures and, throughout the whole thing. Cause this is a crazy lineup. Cause this one is the last one was 3 days, but this one's 4 or 5 days. It's wild.
It's more intense.
Yeah. It's in Florida, it's so. Yeah.
Nice and warm, probably. I don't know. I saw fucking snow recently.
Yeah, I think it's somebody said that because it's going to be in St. Petersburg, and so I think they are saying it's 70s out there. So
okay, that's nice, mild.
Yeah,
super hot to me.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's good, man. And I love seeing you do all that stuff and getting involved in that way. just because you have to have other things in your life. I think we all need multiple outlets.
Yeah.
We need to use our different skill sets, you know what I mean? And we need to be able to have fun as well in life. And it's so easy, especially when you're younger. Like I look back and it's so crazy how dude, I used to just watch those videos on repeat, those YouTube videos, those inspirational videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the old Joe Rogan ones where it's like all these clips of people just like, I'm up at 3:30 because no one else is. You know what I mean? Like that shit. That was my fuel. It fueled me for so long. And then as I get older, I realize you're like, wow, this shit drains you over time. Like I'm not. I mean, to those people, God bless them. But I'm not one of those guys. That's just
you
like,
morning workout people are amazing. I don't know.
Well, I have been doing morning workouts.
No, but I'm just saying, you guys are amazing. I don't understand how you get up.
Yeah, but I think us morning people have a hard time understanding how people do it late at night. Like, I'm fucking drained. How the hell do you motivate yourself to go work out?
Use my tears and my anger.
Yeah.
They fuel me.
It is funny.
My tears hydrate me during my workout.
Do you ever do stuff like that? You don't strike me as that, but for me, working out is definitely like that sometimes. Like, I'll tap into like old shit or like painful memories or things where.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's the rocket fuel in the gym,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Oh, yeah. Especially like, again, when I was like doing my 1200 club. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But because I have the mouthpiece, you know, and so I chomp down on that. And so put that bad boy in there, and you're just like, motherfucker, let's go, come on.
Yeah.
And again, the song that I always put on every heavy lift is Bodies.
Just hit the floor, yeah.
I
remember that. I remember that.
So
Bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. And I do it, and I do the lift off at that point in time where it's like, one, nothing wrong with me, two.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then that's when I lift off and go.
Oh, that's dope.
And so I'm just like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You got to use that. I mean, there is nobody being like at doing a PR like, this is delightful. This is delightful.
Yeah, what a lovely afternoon this has been.
Pushing your pain through that.
Absolutely.
Pushing some anger.
Yep.
Maybe killing little demons at the time.
Yeah, and I think that's why we need it.
Yeah.
That's why we need that shit, because you got to blow off steam, and nobody's without trauma. There's not a person on the world that hasn't had some shit happen that wasn't ideal in life, right?
Yeah.
And we go through those things. Sometimes those things stick. And I'm a firm believer that, like, I know some people have been through heavier type of shit or more shit than other people.
Yeah.
But I think the worse you know is the worse you know. And your head can do crazy things with things that may not seem so bad to this person because they grew up in circumstances were crazy or whatever, but whatever your pain is, whatever your thing is, it's going to fuck with you. And I think as humans we have to get that out. That's why our bodies desire to move and to get that action, because it's how we evolved, to get food, to survive. We had to move all the time. And so when you do that, I think for me, when you do push those things, you're just such a better mood.
Yeah.
That's why I went back to the morning workouts, was because that's what my wife said. Because we were talking about it. It was like, I just can't get enough sleep. I'm like, fucking no matter what I do. And my sleep actually has improved a little bit. I've been pretty steadily in the 70s.
Yeah.
In the low 70s most of the time. With that one-off fucking, one day you get like a 92 and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
I've never hit 90s dollar.
Never. Not one time? You've never hit a score of 90 on sleep?
I've never hit a score of 90 on sleep. Never. No.
Really?
No.
Even
my watch would probably call emergency services because it was like, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
There's no way he's still
no way.
Yeah. He can't be functioning. This is not possible.
No. And again, my game that I play, like, at the end of the night, I'll be playing late at night, and, it's against all different countries, right? And so our server's mostly like, United States, Brazil, and Korea, South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other night I was playing, and another person from another alliance named Ping messaged me, and she's like, "Go to sleep." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go," because it's like afternoon for South Korea, and she sees that I'm on, and she's she's like, "Go to sleep," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll go to sleep."
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to sleep now. Sorry.
That's funny. You know what I got?
What?
I finally got it because I had to get a card.
Okay.
I got 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't understand. Like, I don't play that level of video games.
Yeah.
Like, I play Mario Brothers. I play, fucking old school Galaga, or is that what it's called? You remember that one? Dude, I'm so old. I remember my parents and uncles and stuff playing that game, Pong, on Atari.
Uh-huh.
people don't even know what the fucking Atari is anymore. Shout out to Atari. You know what an Atari is, yes? Yeah. They have the joystick with the one button.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's on the camera.
It's been on me from you the whole time.
The cameraman's asleep over here. I'm out of practice today. You know, when we do the podcast all the time, I'm like, in a better groove with it. But no. So I finally got a card and then downloaded it, and it's sitting up there. I just got everything set up my account. I'm for sure starting on rookie. I don't even. I have no idea what I'm doing, bro. So
the graphics on these things are amazing now, dollar. It's stupid on how.
Do you play that one?
2K?
Yeah.
I haven't played that one for like a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
You know, I do FIFA a lot. I love FIFA.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's stupid.
I've heard that's
I love
fun,
FIFA, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and that, like, I stopped doing Madden a long time ago because it just got ridiculous with the controls.
What do you mean?
Like, just like how you control and pass and catch and all that stuff. It was stupid. Like, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And then I did 2K for a while, and like my background for my on my game when I update is like to build a character of me doing the
hell yeah,
like shot.
Hell yeah. Oh, I love that.
Did you haven't gotten to it?
No,
you got to make a creative character, dollar, and you got to make it look just like you, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm really excited because here's the thing: is basketball's on my brain all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Lately,
it's All-Star Weekend, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep. That's can you tell me what that All-Star celebrity game? What the fuck is that?
It's just another newer. It's not like a newer thing. It's like it's things.
Who are those people?
Celebrities.
I didn't recognize them. I was thinking this must be like the best basketball. Oh, is it that? I thought it was just that they're the best basketball players of the stars, which is why I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? They're the good basketball players, but maybe they haven't been in big movies.
And they're also like changed up this year. Like they have like different games and like they have a bracket to see who plays like the All Stars on Sunday.
Oh, gotcha.
And so that's what they were doing last night. Like they were doing G League and the Rising Stars and all that stuff. And so, and then today is the dunk contest and 3-point and everything that. And then tomorrow is the actual game.
Yeah.
So,
and as a Lakers fan,
uh-huh.
It's not fair. I feel bad because I'm that guy. I'm just like, they got so fucked. Like, what is going on that they traded AD for Luka? There's like, have you seen all these conspiracy things that there's like this bigger picture where they actually want to move Dallas to Las Vegas?
Okay.
And they've been trying to do that the same way they did with the Raiders. Like they're trying to build all these teams out there. Yeah, and that's the idea is that they intentionally betrayed the fans. So fans would just become disinterested and pissed. And then it becomes this, then they flail for a while. They get rid of their star. And then like, hey guys, this isn't working out. Let's go ahead and move it to Las Vegas. When we Las Vegas
no, there's been
Mavericks.
big blockbuster trades back in the day too. So,
but no, I just mean like, what do you think of who got the better deal?
I think it's like same.
You think so?
Because AD is hurt all the time.
That's his.
Luka's hurt all the time too, bro. He's been hurt a lot lately too.
Yeah, it was sad for me losing AD though.
Yeah,
I really like him,
dude. He's out all the time though.
I know.
He runs down the court and gets hurt.
Bro, he was out in the first fucking half of his first game as a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah.
And he was killing it too, by the way. He was
still.
I know, it doesn't. I love your bottom line. Doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter. He's hurt.
He looked pretty when he was playing for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, though, I just watching LeBron and Luka together, I'm like, holy fucking shit. We're a powerhouse team. Let's go. But people hate the Lakers. I know that. I'll never stop loving the Lakers because of it's just my childhood.
Yeah.
It's just like, but I see what they are now. And you see, it's like, these are all businesses. Like the way things run is like, they fucking just get their way. You know what I mean? They just dump money on everything.
Oh yeah.
And
they'll pay that luxury tax. Like, fine, we'll fucking pay it.
Yeah, we'll do whatever we have to do. It don't matter. But for me, when stuff hits you as a kid, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing when I see that navy blue and orange for the Bears. There's something that it just takes, like you're always connected to it, and which is why I never understand people who like jump teams all the time and stuff like that.
Or people that have backup teams.
Yeah, my dad's the king of that, bro.
The couch guy.
Yeah.
Remember he was like, he's Broncos baby, and he's a Rams fan. Like, come on, dude. Remember he said that on the phone?
I do remember
Broncos
that.
baby. You're like, no, what?
There's
I
a
thought
lot
you were
of
a
people
Rams
like
fan,
that.
dude.
And I'm open. I'll root for the Broncos because it's local, and honestly, when they win, everybody works in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Go Broncos. But if they're playing the Bears, fuck off. No, I need the Bears to win, which they rarely play. But yeah. something about that. So when it's the same with me with that purple and gold. When I see that shit, it's just, I get fired up immediately. It reminds me of a kid, because that's why I say I was feeling I feel like a kid when I'm watching basketball, because in between, like when it's commercials and shit, when I was a kid, I used to run to my room and I had a Nerf basketball with the thing, and I was
hoop,
fucking dunking and shooting threes on the commercials, and then I'd run back out for the next play. And so that's what it's starting to feel like. Like last night, I was like, that shit was all pretty boring.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that into it. So I went outside and I'm dribbling around, and I don't know, man. Like, it's exciting to be alive, and I think that if you keep a young mentality like that and you're excited about shit and you're just having fun in life, I think it goes a long way with your vitality and your health.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. No, I mean, I still to this day do the 3, 2, 1. And then you shoot it and you miss. You're like, fuck. Foul. There was a foul.
There's a foul. He's going to the line. I do that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
All the time.
Foul.
I still am fucking 46 years old out there doing that. Yeah. And you're like, 3, 2, 1. Oh, air ball. But he was slaughtered.
Foul.
He took a forearm to the face. This is going to be a technical foul. Of course, they're going to put dollar on the line.
And they get the inbound. There we go.
I love, my favorite is I always do the 3 foul.
Yeah.
Even when it goes in.
Yeah.
You're like, and he was
Oh
fouled.
my God.
That was a deep 3 with a hard foul.
He can tie the game or win it.
Again, I feel like dudes are simple, bro.
Yeah.
That shit makes me so happy. I had to get more discipline. When I first started playing basketball again, I was doing that stuff all the time. And I had to get like, hey, we need some drills. Like, we need to actually get better. We're not just...
Dolly, you're not the last shot
You're not
person
just
all the
saving
time.
the game. That's all you do.
That's all you do. You're the last
game,
shot every time.
On the bench.
They only, they're waiting for the last
3
seconds to put you in.
He's pulling
Dollar,
off his...
get dollar in.
Pulling off his sweatsuit.
Get dollar in. This is his moment.
And that's what I mean when I say like it keeps you young. I think the power of the imagination is something we forget as adults. Just to fuck around.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're pretty sure we live in a simulation. So why not have a fucking imagination of your own and create your own reality? Because I think that is the trick to the universe. That's the truth of the universe, is that we're all creating our own lives.
Yeah.
We don't think we are. There's certainly things you're not fully in control of. But ultimately, your attitude, your outlook, your effort, your intentionality, those things shape and create your life.
Go a long way.
Yeah. Like on the podcast when you weren't here, I think it was German that asked, like, would your younger self be proud of your older self? So I kind of want to ask you that, because me and Mark both got a chance to answer it.
Uh-huh.
But I was curious, would your young self be like proud of who you are now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, especially like with Callie, right?
Mm.
And like, I didn't have, like, I mean, obviously I had a dad and a stepdad, but like I didn't know my real dad,
Right.
and being present,
Yeah.
for that. And then given more than what you had growing up, and being able to provide for that too. And so, yeah, I would say
you'd be super proud,
doing
huh?
right. Yeah. I'm like, oh, wait, what? Well, you guys are going out the country? Like,
I know.
You guys
right?
are taking,
That's what I was going to say, Pierce. I was like, all the traveling you guys do. You fucking got that beautiful Jeep out there. I don't know if that's what you drove today.
Yeah. The Jeep's out there, yeah.
Got the Tesla. Elon, he's part of the government now.
Doge.
Fucking,
This dude calls this fucking thing
who voted for
Doge.
Elon? I don't remember seeing him on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? This dude's just...
And he's like, what is it? He's a big proponent of like, the abbreviations, right? I mean,
Yeah.
His cars, right? The Model S,
Yeah.
the Model 3,
Yeah.
the Model X, the Model Y, sexy. Come on. And then, like I think is the his assisted driving is, it's called ASS, like on the cars.
Yeah.
Automated system, something, I don't know. It's the abbreviations.
Acronyms.
The acronym. Sorry.
Doge.
Yeah, and then the Doge. Yeah, the Department of, what is it?
Government expenditure.
Yeah, government expenditure. Like, come on, dude. And that's his coin, is Doge, and
Yeah. Boy, they are fucking just hacking away, though. Just
Oh.
cutting shit left and right. And there's been, I don't really know much about the details, I guess, but like, I've definitely heard a lot of people like speaking up and people being like, hey, like I'm super conservative, voted for Trump, but like this thing protected me from fraud shit that happened to me. Why is it good to get rid of it? Like,
well,
no.
then like that's the other thing too, right? Like a lot of Republicans are they don't want government involvement in things, right? They want minimal government in their life. They just That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and they want to cut waste, which
Yeah.
is a principle I'm with.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, he's in there doing a lot of stuff. He has access to a lot of stuff. And that's
That kid
another
is
thing
weird,
too.
bro.
Like that's another thing too. Like, you know, as far as like education wise, like his team has like access to like
Everything.
FAFSA data,
Yeah, that's
all that
so
stuff, and
nuts.
it's like what? Like that's
Wow.
yeah, that's you know, that's PII, right? Personal identification indicators,
Dude,
So,
his son is so fucking weird.
the
He's-
X.
The kid who's always with him.
X.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that his name?
Well, he's named like some weird thing after a star, remember?
Oh, yeah. And here's the other thing I was wondering. It was like, doesn't Elon have like 20 kids or some
Yep.
shit? So why does he always have this one he's walking around with?
He's like Nick Cannon, bro.
Yeah.
Him and Nick Cannon think they need to populate the planet.
Their grandchildren gonna be.
I think they have like they both of them have like 12 kids each, like confirmed 12 kids each, right?
See, that's crazy. But why only the one kid? I'm sure some of them are probably older, but like I just wonder.
Well,
like,
it's the
why is
one that
kid
he's
always
currently
him?
with, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So
Yeah, did you see that one little clip, that weird clip where like Elon was talking, and then you can see the kid like goes up to Trump and he's like, "You're not the real president. Get out of here."
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What?
In the middle, it's hard to hear. You kind of have to like you watch it, and they give you the sub captions.
Uh.
You can see there's a chance that it was something slightly different.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but it really does sound like that's what he's saying, and you're just
Dang,
like,
dude.
"Wow, that's weird. That's really weird. That whole shit's real weird." Or like when he busted him out, what was he saying? We get in here, we take over, we do what we want. And he was like, or something like, I'm badly hacking what he said, but the little kid said something, and it was like, it just sounded like probably sounds like what he's heard dad saying, like, this is the game plan. Like, we're going to get in there, take over, fucking break some shit.
Yeah.
We're going to have to. Some shit's going to get broken.
It's all right.
Okie dokie. Jill says he looks like an AI to me, to her. She thinks he looks fake. He does have a weird look. He does kind of look fake sometimes, like he could be a robot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they showed like him before, right? Like before he was a billionaire. Like he had like no hair. He's like balding, right?
Yeah, now he has hair.
Well, it plugs and obviously, right? And
Sure.
all that stuff, so.
Yeah. I think Insta thinks I'm losing my hair because I do see those. I get those a lot and you're like looking at it like, these people were going bald. It's so interesting. It's so easy to fix, I guess, if you have a lot of money. But fuck that. I'm not into any of that shit, bro. If I go bald, I'm just bald. It is what it is. I'm not cutting into my face or head or hair or plugging shit into my skull, or we're not doing that. And we're not even dyeing beards. It is what it is, man.
I wear a hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of hair.
You do. You have a good head of hair for your age. You're not going to ever lose that hair, bro.
But no, I'm definitely whitening it up in here.
Yeah. It's hard to see in here. It's so dark
Yeah.
in here. I don't really
Yeah.
see it at all. But I like that you're growing it back. That was the old school mic. I remember you used to always
The long one.
the long goatee. I like it. Yeah, I'm going to let the beard go for a while too. Let it get kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I've decided for myself. It's been a while since I got a tattoo.
Oh, cool.
So
You get one?
that's my birthday present that I'm going to do. I
Nice.
think I'm going to do the knuckles finally.
I love it, dude. I love it. What are you going to do? Do you know yet? Still
like
thinking.
pictures, like just like images on the knuckles. So I'm going to do like a pear with a CE.
A what?
A pear with a CE or Pierce.
Oh.
Pears.
Okay.
And then just like other things like like Baron von Pierce. I'm putting like a crown or something like that on there.
Fuck yeah.
And then like just different kind of
Crown
images,
would
like
look cool.
Hearts, for
So just like
Cali.
a variety of images along your knuckles.
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm getting one this summer too. I'm going to get a smaller one. I've been doing all the big sleeves and stuff. I don't know what yet though.
Yeah.
I haven't decided, but
Yeah.
it's going to be on this arm somewhere.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I was like thinking, I was like, it's like I can put words or something like thug life. Like, no, that's not really It's not really how I'm living life right now. 20s maybe, yeah. I'm not really living thug life now. I'm living it pretty cush right now.
Yeah.
So, but like, different things. Like I was like looking, I was like 1982 would be cool.
Oh, that would be dope.
Across
Hell yeah.
the year. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Likes tacos.
Yeah, I'd go with that one. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, I like the hand idea. I want to go down on my hands for sure. I don't know if I'll do knuckles like you, but I would like to come onto this part of my hand. Seems painful.
Yeah.
I bet it hurts.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine so. And also, I think people are different.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that Mark was able to get that giant one on his
the side,
torso,
yeah.
bro. That shit looks so painful.
Ribs, yeah.
He just likes going for the painful spots. Remember, he couldn't finish the one on his back.
Yeah.
He decided to get the one right down his fucking
His spine.
spine. Like, is that the move, buddy? And he just couldn't take it. Yeah.
Well, that was jacked Mark. This is parent dad.
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
now.
I reached out to him about being on today. He had something going on today, so he couldn't make it. But we'd love to have him on. We haven't had him on. I was thinking about it. I was like, if we had Couch Guy on, where would he sit right now? Would we put him right here in the middle like a normal guest?
Yeah.
Huh. Be the center of attention. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's good for him.
Or do we need to find us like a Chase lounge like right over here?
Yeah, we need like a little couch that we just pull up when he's on.
He's like sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still looking for work, by the way.
Dang, dude.
I know, man. It's tough.
No janitorial jobs.
Yeah.
Like you said.
No. Come on, fool.
Cleaning
What
up.
are you doing?
Cleaning up for people.
Yeah, cleaning up messes.
Yeah.
We have to have him back too. I'm curious. Because I would imagine he voted for Trump, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first time he did, didn't he? He announced it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We all like basically got all over him, like, what in the fuck? But then I told Mai that. I was like, yeah, he told us that a long time. She goes, what? And I was like, yeah, in the first election, he told us, and we all were like, bro, what is wrong with you? And then she said, no, he didn't. So what do you mean? And she was like, his voting stuff was here. He never came and got it.
Oh.
I was like,
Fucking clown. Clown.
Mark.
Troll Mark.
Troll Mark. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. It's easy to think that things are so crazy because he's doing so much right now, Donald Trump. But like, I think we'll really know in like a year or two.
Yeah.
That's when we'll really have an idea of what's going to happen. Because the thing I'm most concerned about is just everyday shit, like money. Like, how expensive is everything going to get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, inflation is already bad. And then if it's just we're putting all these tariffs, some of it's on actual raw materials. You're like, what are we doing? Like, everybody knows it's going to completely fuck over the average American citizen.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't remember historically speaking. And again, we're not doctors, but this is historically speaking, like when they did a lot of tariffs.
Yeah.
The Great Depression happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of follow the line of logic. I mean, that's follow the.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
events.
we're going that route, Great Depression route. I mean, we're not like destitute or anything like that, but.
Yeah, but you just start slapping on stuff that we bring into the country, and you start like those are things we buy. So yeah, I guess it's hurting them because they can't get rid of the stuff that they're producing.
Well, yeah, when I was in China, that's the statistic was like 85% of the world's goods made in fucking China, dude.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's dumb. But all those factories out there, that's why it's always fucking polluted. Like it's stupid.
I know.
Yeah, like when we were, when I was out there, it was like. I was looking at the Beijing Tower, like looking up, and you couldn't even see the top of it because it was so fucking dirty. Like it's like the pollution, bro. It's like
damn, it is bad out there.
Yeah, bro. Like they wear masks, but they don't wear masks because of fucking COVID. They wear masks because, because it's dirty as fuck.
I remember we were talking about that because I was wondering if it's a different kind of mask because it seems like that pollution stuff might be really small shit that's gonna get through like a mask.
Yeah.
But somehow
it
must
like
be
carbon and all that, oof.
Yeah. So, dude, DC, Washington, D.C., that shit was amazing. Those museums are fucking good. The whatever the one, it's the History of Nature and Science. Whatever. I don't know what it's actually called. I can't remember what it's called.
The Smithsonian?
Yeah.
Did you get that one? Yeah.
Yeah. Bro. I was like a kid in a candy store. Like, I couldn't get enough of it.
Leave, yeah.
We couldn't. We were there for so long, and we tried to hit. I was only there for like 4 days, so we were trying to like hit as much as possible. But it was my favorite stuff was like I loved like the human evolution things, and it was cool for me because I used to study that stuff a lot, and it's changed so much.
Yeah,
now like all these different theories, they've found different stuff now, and so it was really cool to just get caught up. And I was just walking around, just looking at everything. I was tripping out on like the. Like Homo afarensis and like because they had the Neanderthals. There's a couple of them. I'm trying to remember what they were called now, but they were basically like there's got to be where these ideas of hobbits because they overlapped with our direct ancestors.
Yep.
So it's like these other lines of these like creatures that were like 3 feet tall, and they have these recreations of them and stuff. Is fucking fire. I just enjoyed the shit out of it. The other one that was really cool was the what is it called? Though, like it's like air and space.
I know what
There's
you're
like
talking about.
planes
Yeah.
and
They had like the bomber. They have I think they have the Concorde there, right?
yeah, they have a model of the very first American plane.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that those two bike mechanics fucking came up with that. Or what are the names?
The Wright
Orwell
brothers.
Huh?
The Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers. Yeah, Oral and they
Yeah.
have crazy old ass names. We are not fucking
Historians.
doctors, historians, anything. We are just two regular ass dudes. But no, bro, the museums were absolute fire. You know what I was let down by, honestly, was the American history, the whatever that one is. It was so boring.
Yeah.
It was so boring. And it was just like, some of the stuff was just like, it was like these propped up, like, cutouts of people and, it was like all created. There wasn't a ton. I mean, there was definitely some cool stuff in there, but there was some really good museums in DC. So, and in DC, it was neat for me because I've been to the East Coast so few times. Like I went to New York the one time.
Yep.
But it was so dreary, dude. Like everything was just barren and gray and fucking the trees looked all. I felt like I was in an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got that feel because we weren't far from like Baltimore and like
That East Coast life, they live a different life on the East Coast, bro. They're fast. They got a fast paced life, and the further west you get, we're just like, that's good.
Well, you know what's wild too about where we were in DC, and technically our hotel was in Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
But what's really interesting is in the DC area, I was Googling all this stuff while I was there, is that their like weekend and evening population is like 600,000. And then during the day, it gets up to like fucking 3 million.
Yeah, because of the people that work
that commute into work.
into
and
DC. Yeah.
That is crazy. It's a different place in the middle of the day during the week.
Socioeconomic statuses.
Yeah, such a fucking juxtaposition, contrast, really.
Rich and poor.
Yeah.
Rich and poor.
Mm-hmm.
Like barely any middle. Because like you said, like the middle classes, the Virginia and all that stuff, like they're out on the outskirts. And
yeah,
to be able to live in DC is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was really... It was really interesting to see, like you'd be there at nighttime or on the weekend, and it reminded me when we were in New York and we were in what's the borough that's the Manhattan, like the business district. When it's not business time, that shit's dead as fuck. There ain't nobody around, and that's how it felt, like in the evenings and on the weekend, which was nice because then there's not long lines at the restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
Did you have crab cakes? Did you get some crab cakes?
I did. Yeah. You were not joking. The seafood is next
different
level.
on the East Coast, dude.
Yeah. It's you can tell that they have access to some really good shit really close by.
That's my favorite oysters are East Coast oysters.
Yeah.
There's that salty, briny
Yeah.
taste,
Yeah, well, and now it makes me really it made me think about, like, I'm not trying to eat no more seafood in Colorado. Like, I just thought about it and I was like, there's a reason, it's not just... It's more than anything, it's probably just freshness. Like it's right there. You know what I'm saying? Where you live in Colorado, it's like, I'm not trying to eat something that grows on the fucking other side of the country because it means it had to travel to get here and it's seafood. So I've seen too many of those videos with oysters and shit where people like zoom in and something's moving in it and you're like, oh my God. No, please. I can't. That's my worst nightmare is like getting a parasite or something or like eating something crazy that gets inside your body. That's the worst, right?
Brain
like
parasite.
Of all the things that can happen to you. Yeah. But of all the things that can happen to you that are terrible, breaking limbs and getting hurt, getting smashed, whatever, falling off something really far. To me, that's just the worst is like life getting inside of you and taking your body over.
Oh, God.
Fuck that, bro. I know. These are the thoughts that I have. Welcome to being Tony Dollar. I think about it sometimes. Like I worry so much about so many things, and every once in a while, it's like a gold nugget for somebody. They're like, "Oh, that's great that I never thought about that. That's a good move or whatever." But for me, it's like nonstop, dude. It's just everything. I feel like I live in that movie Final Destination, and I'm just everything's
just like,
gonna
kill me.
Yeah,
everything's gonna kill me. No, that's like I said when when I was like. I think it was like the Age of Ultron. We were watching Age of Ultron at the movie theaters. I remember waiting, and it was the end of scene credits, right? And you're waiting to watch the last scene at the end of the movie, right? Because all the Marvel movies show like the last credit. And I remember just being like, like watching the credits, and I'm like, you think the credit like the HR people in this or anything like that? I've never really read these things,
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to pay these people.
Right.
There's got to be workers' compensation. There's got to be different kinds of like aspects of somebody's running this show, this whole movie production. It's not just like they're just doing their own things like, oh, this is a movie. Like no, there's got to be an HR somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I sat there and I was like questioning that, and I remember and it was like, what are you thinking about over there? And I was like, oh yeah, this is what I think about. this is the stuff that I think about. Like who's behind the scenes running all this stuff? Like, is there insurance? Like, what happens if somebody
you have
gets
a curious
hurt?
mind, dude? That's me too, bro. I love it. Like, that's why life is so fun, man. It's so fascinating. There's so much shit we don't understand, and it's so interesting to think about things that you just have never thought about before. Where you're suddenly like, wow, there's this whole thing. Because to me, that's a big type of thing I think about all the time is when you start unpacking things and you're like, things that we just walk around, we take for granted.
Yeah.
To me, that's the indicator that we are all like one macro organism, right? Because there's so many parts of it where you're like, I have no clue about this, but I benefit from it.
Yeah,
you know
you're like,
what I mean?
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like how did this get made? Where did this come from? What the fuck? When did that even start? Like, why do people do that? What's the history of this? There's a million questions when you walk around in the world, and so.
Yeah.
It's
and again, I always, when we were talking about with Tyler, I was on here, I always think about that stuff too. Like, as far as our food goes, right? Like, who was the fucking person who's like, I'll eat this. Oh, can't eat this.
Don't eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't eat that. That's bad.
I'm really glad we're past that phase.
Yeah, right.
Just, Tony, you're up, bud.
Yep.
You're up.
That's
We should
yours,
give it a try.
What is this? Well, we picked it off the ground, and it smells all right.
Yeah, it smells all right. The texture, a little weird.
Yeah.
It's got some slime to it. Just gonna let you know. But I mean, you look like you could use a couple pounds, so you're up. Give it a shot. Nope, can't eat that.
Again, and then that's the other thing too, right? How do they decide? Like, it's a tribe of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, you eat that. No, you eat that. No, I am fucking leader, bro. You got to eat that, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
there's probably free will involved too, though, right? Because there's less intelligent people. They just like, yeah, Mike, I don't know why I went with Mikey. I was going to say Mikey. I was like, yeah, just let Mikey give it a shot. He can't look, there he goes.
There you go. Let's see. Let's watch him.
No, don't eat it. Oh, Mikey.
Damn it, dude. All right. Well, everyone, mark that on the list. Don't eat that. Everybody, don't mark that.
Who's up next, Stevie? Yeah, that's it.
I like how you just put Y's on the end of people's names.
Want everyone to be like me, Tony,
Stevie, Mikey, Joey,
Billy, Eddie. There are a lot of names that you can add Y's to the end of them, actually.
Yeah.
Not all.
Yeah.
Not all. Certainly doesn't always work.
Yeah. I mean, Timmy. That's an answer. Timmy. Jimmy. Georgie. There's even Georgies.
Oh, yeah.
Polly. There's Polly's.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this.
Damn, you really
Ralphie?
Can you do it with
Ralphie?
any name?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Like my son's Jaden. Jadeny. No.
Jadeny?
JD.
No.
Jane. You can do Janie.
Janie. Yeah, Janie.
What's happened to the podcast?
Now we're just making up names.
Fucking making shit up.
And now somebody's going to have a child named Jadeny.
Jadeny.
Because of this podcast.
Yeah.
They're going to hear this and you're like, oh my God, that does sound nice, Jadeny.
By the way, did you have a good Valentine's Day? It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I originally thought we weren't going to be able to celebrate because it was supposed to be
practice,
volleyball practice. Yeah. We all collectively as a family decided to ditch, and which is rare. It's a rare thing.
Yeah.
But everybody's just been exhausted. And she's had multiple practices this week. She was like Speaking, she's so sore. That's why I was going to make her cold plunge.
Yeah.
Like she can barely walk, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We're just going to take the night off. And then so we originally were going to do our traditional Valentine's family dinner on Saturday night. But we went ahead and just said, let's just do it tonight. So we're all going to be home.
Yeah.
So it was nice. Lovely. Had some steak, some sweet potatoes.
Dang, dude.
It's a weird thing we do. I don't know why.
You do the family thing.
Yeah, Myra actually reminded me I was the one who started it. I didn't even know that. It was one year.
All the kids.
It was when we were working at like Jones or something,
Yeah.
and I made steak for everybody and was like, well, we're gonna make this a family night. And I'm glad I did it, especially now that I have teenagers, because for teenagers, Valentine's Day is like this mess with your head thing. And so it's really nice that for our family, they're always going to think of it as it's also a family thing too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, teenagers, those hormones going. They got this.
I know.
They don't like me.
Well,
anymore.
I remember being a teenager and like the pain of heartbreak seemed like, I don't know, seemed like way worse.
Especially like if you didn't have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you
Yeah.
were hoping this was the day to secure one.
Yeah, and then there's
Right?
nothing like the rejection.
Oh,
of you.
bro, I've had that before.
Yeah, me too.
You get a rose and you get some chocolate.
You go all out.
You go all out, and you're like,
All in.
And I remember like there was one in particular I did. I forget who it was, but it was in high school, and I was like, I was able to get like her locker open. Like I didn't break into it or anything. Somebody opened it for me.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and I put like the stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, oh, thank you. Like, oh,
Damn.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
I don't really like you like that. Oh, dang.
what's funny too, because how guys are different. Because like there's a lot of guys in that situation that are just gonna not pick up on that and like keep trying.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, so you liked what I got you? That's cool. Did you want to hang out? And not reading that, you could tell right from the response, bro. The way she's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, that didn't, and walk away. But then there's guys who just won't leave it alone.
Oh, they're absolutely. That's like again, just in the regular world, even games and stuff like that. There's people that don't know how to read rooms, dude. Or
crazy?
Or like, bro, someone says, "Shut the fuck up," shut the fuck up, and it's like, no,
read
shut the fuck
room.
up, bro. Nobody wants to hear your shit no more. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
and even when you say that,
Still
like,
doesn't register.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What am I saying so wrong? Like,
I know that's a weird thing in humans. Some of that shit never got weeded out. Those people survived just fine, apparently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it never got weeded out of the gene pool. So there's a shit ton of people that don't have like those social perception skills
Yeah.
to like read a room or realize.
I think that's why I'm not a good salesman, dollar.
Mm.
Because I'm not persistent in that. If somebody says
Yeah.
no,
Oh, okay.
right on.
Yeah. How about you? You interested? No? Okay, cool.
Like I said, when I did timeshare, that's literally, like they tried to, they train you. You go to training, and they try to, tell you it's like don't ask open-ended questions. That is the death of any sales thing. Is an open-ended question. It's do not have a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Do you like the vacation? No.
Alrighty.
All right.
See you later.
Well, I guess it's not for you. So, and it's like, no, you need to say, you need to tie it to them. You're like, what was the best vacation you ever been on? And it's like, oh, and how did that make you feel? Like, oh, it made me feel this. Like, how would it make you feel if you were able to do that for your family now? Like,
God,
all those
I feel
different
like
things.
now that I've been a teacher, maybe I could do this.
Yeah. See, but now that I've gone through that kind of stuff and I've understand it, and you see it in real life and everything like that, you can kind of do that. But yeah, that was me. Is like, I was like, oh, how did that make you feel? Fine. It's still not an open-ended question, but like some people just have one fucking answer in words. It's just like, well, would that make you feel good? Or not like that. Like, how would that make you feel? That would make you fine.
Yeah. What's your favorite vacation? Hawaii. Yeah. When did you go? 3 years ago. Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But it reminds me of teaching because there's an element of that with
Don't
kids.
ask over
Where you're always trying to lead them and you don't want to just tell them anything.
Yeah, exactly.
The same way a sales guy's not going to be like, I'm trying to sell you some shit.
Yeah.
You want to buy this shit?
Yeah.
Like they're going to set you up to where you're in this place of, yeah, that does make me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, you bastard. All of a sudden you're like
Signing the line.
Yeah, you're like, now I have to explain why I don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did I get here? But yeah, that's interesting.
No, yeah, you got to make
Sales-
the kids. You got to make the kids interested. You got to get them relating to it, and yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to ever give them the answer because we just know scientifically if you give a kid, you're like, hey, this is how you do this, do it like this.
Memorization,
Yeah, then
They're
it's
not
rote.
figuring out,
It's
no
not
critical
gonna,
thinking, no any of that stuff. Yeah.
No, and when they end, you're going to remember shit better when you figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Where you're like, hey, but I'll just ask you this pointed question, like, oh, what does that mean in the problem? Oh, okay, cool. What operation is that? Oh, all right. What's the opposite operation? Oh, so what do you think you should do there? And just walk off, and then they're like, oh, yeah. Like, that's the way that we actually learn best. But salespeople, that's a whole nother thing, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason Mark is the best salesman.
Yeah.
He's fucking next level salesman. He really is, which is wild when you meet him and you're just like, did this guy finish 5th grade? What?
Yeah, you're
the
like,
fuck?
what? Yeah. Like, I don't know if you finished 5th grade, but now I own a car. So now I'm driving a Ferrari.
He could sell. I feel like he could sell anything to anybody. That's just the way he's wired. People are all different.
Yeah.
But to be sales, you need a certain something. And I know for a fact I don't got it.
Yeah.
I'm the same as you. I'm like, if you don't, I'm not going to push this on. I'm not trying to trick anybody into buying shit.
Yeah.
I'll trick kids into learning shit, but I'm not trying to trick people into spending
I said that
money
one
or-
time, right? I was like, I don't want to trick people into purchasing this or anything like that. And like, if they weren't interested, they wouldn't be here. That's what like a project director would say. If they're not interested, they wouldn't be here. People don't go into a car dealership not intending to buy a car. Like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn it. Like,
Yeah. I think some people, it's just not for us.
yeah,
Like selling shit.
yeah. I mean, I like to talk. I'll talk to you all day, every day.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's why when I worked in financial aid, that was the cool part, was like packaging students, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Where you can bullshit with people and talk all day. Actually, sometimes it wasn't so great. But I do remember the gas station being like that.
Yeah.
I loved talking
Yeah.
to people at the gas station because it was such a variety of human beings. It was a really good way to get perspective on life.
Yeah.
Honestly, is working in a gas station because everybody gets gas.
yeah.
There's all kinds of people, old people, young people,
There's people filling up. There's people just
putting in
enough.
Put $3 on pump 3, please.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, yep, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, I talked about this a million times, but I loved trying to guess cigarettes that people smoke.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, cigarettes to this day, when I hear a brand or I know a specific type of cigarette,
picture a
I
person.
picture people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
I know the type of person that smokes those.
Yep.
Which is weird because it was so accurate. Like, you really could, like, I got pretty good. Like
Yeah.
a fucking old, rugged dude comes in with
Marlboro fucking Reds, bro.
Marlboro Red. There's options, right?
Yeah.
It's that, or it's like the Camel non-filters, or
Yeah.
the Pall Malls was a
Pall
big one
Malls.
with like older, like fucking plumbers and shit like
Yeah.
that. And they come in and just fucking their voice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and give me one of those. You're just like, damn, bro, what have you done to your vocal cords? It's wild.
Like I always say, the fucking Betty. Hello.
How'd you know it was
How would you know it was me? Fucking Marlboro Reds, lady. That's how I know.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And then all the different then there's the really rare ones like Benson and Hedges menthol 100.
Oh my God, you said Benson and Hedges.
First of all,
That
Benson
is-
and Hedges, but they were pretty popular back in the day. And the Benson and Hedges 100s, but the menthol,
Yeah.
very rare. Very rare that somebody comes in and wants Benson and Hedges
Yeah.
menthol 100s.
Yeah. No, I always had, again, when I was in the Casanova phase.
Yeah,
The
you
Baron
always-
von Pierce of the Casanova
Yeah, what were the
phase.
brands you carried
It
with
was
you?
Camel Lights or Marlboro Lights.
Camel Lights were so popular.
Yeah, Camel Lights or Marlboro Lights. That's the one.
I feel like Camel-
and I also had some menthols as well too. So
Mm.
because at the end of the night, like sometimes menthols. Nice.
Oh, bro, I know. See, because I've talked about it before. I went through a phase. I was thinking how weird it was because like we did this work thing yesterday and we went to a bowling alley.
Okay,
And I was just remembering back in the day how smoky those things would be.
dude.
Like, because
Yeah.
people could smoke inside.
Pool halls.
Fucking just. And I was a musician, so
Yeah.
all the time I was in smoky ass bars.
Yep.
And so it is weird how you're just influenced by what you're around.
Yep.
So even me, I'm a non-smoker, never really been that into it, never
Yeah.
got addicted to anything, even though I definitely had phases in my life. Like I told you, I used to like the primetime cherries.
Yeah.
I used to get a pack of
In
those.
in the little plastic things.
No, but I would buy a pack.
Oh, okay,
I
a
used to
pack,
get the
okay.
actual pack,
Oh, okay.
and keep them for a while. And then menthol cigarettes. Like
Yeah.
that was what I would bum off people.
Yeah.
I'd always see the person whoever's got menthols. Hey, can I get one of those? Remember?
Yeah, $1. Let me.
What's the one I'm forgetting?
And then you see me at the table. I'm like, yeah, let's have a chat, buddy.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh, in some other universe, bro. We met in our 20s. That shit would be wild.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine if we knew each other in our 20s? That would be so funny. Different people.
Yeah, we're different people then.
I'd be trying to get you some weed.
Yeah.
Come on, bro, just try it.
And I'd be hooking you up with the people that sell the weed.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, my buddy here, he does it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, same thing. Like bouncing. Working in the clubs.
Yeah.
For so
yeah.
long. And they
100%.
smoked and everything like that. Like it is kind of weird though. Sometimes, like I know some people are like, oh, I can't stand the smell of cigarettes. Sometimes I like that smell of cigarettes.
Do you?
$1.
Yeah, well, because you associated getting play, bro. For you, you're like, that means there's some bitches on the prowl.
Yeah. That's the smell before I get your number.
It's the smell of love. That's funny.
That's hilarious. Maybe that's it, $1. Like, it smells like victory right there. That smells like victory. Success.
Validation.
It smells like I'm smashing later.
Cigarette smoke. Oh, that's so hilarious.
And it's funny because they're like you were saying, like it's the type of people that are those kind of cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
And so that type of person was a blondie white girl.
I was going to say, if you're talking about Camel Lights, I'm going to go.
Okay, here we go.
And there's
Yeah.
a wide variety.
Let's hear it.
Camel Lights, Marlboro Lights,
Yep.
Merits, even
Yeah.
like those were so generic that there was quite a variety of people that had them.
Yeah.
But if I had to pin it down to one
Yeah.
person,
Yep. That was mine.
she's going to be like a 24-year-old white female, probably drinks a lot of Mountain Dew or Code Red. You know what I'm saying? Like I immediately know she probably rolled up in a. Oh, this is gonna date me though, because it would have been probably like a 2001 Mustang
or a neon.
or a neon. Oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah, but those were harder. Like the more unique the cigarette is, like the rarer it is, the easier it is to pin it on an exact person.
Yeah.
But Camel Lights were like, I don't know, it was like Bud Light. I mean, it was just like one of those things that
Yeah, it was a universal cigarette.
universal cigarette.
That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
got them $1. It was a
know.
universal cigarette,
Smart. Smart. And I love how you had the menthols too, just in case.
Just in
you know?
case. Just in case. Hey man, you got a cigarette? Yeah, man, I got a cigarette.
So interesting. And it's weird that it was so normal. It's just fucking just cancer sticks.
Yeah.
Just killing people from the inside out. And just everybody used to smoke.
I
back
just
in the day.
educated the difference between a blunt and a joint, by the way.
Oh, you just learned that?
No. I
you educated somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it
very
was
good.
like, there was like, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, joint is just weed.
Yeah.
Just papers and weed.
Yeah.
Well, what's a blunt? Well, that's weed and tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, there's two different. So
yeah.
it depends, because I know like Bob Marley called a spliff was a joint.
Yeah.
But for me back in the day, a joint was what you said. It's
Yeah.
just weed in the paper. A spliff was the same thing with tobacco sprinkled in it. It was the equivalent of a blunt on the other end, but those were
Just
from
paper, yeah.
Yeah, it's the wraps.
Yeah,
the
the
wraps
wraps.
or the
Yep.
cigar wrap. They're tobacco leaves.
Yep.
So yeah.
And those were like Swisher Sweets.
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
and Milds.
Actually, I did have Black Milds, but I bought a couple of packs of the Black and Milds back in the day too, and an occasional one-off.
When
Just buy the one in plastic.
And in my 20s, that's when I worked at Costco. And I
Yeah.
can buy like Black and Milds by like the case, bro. Like,
yeah,
and so like my homies would be like, yo, can you get us a pack of Black and Milds, bro? I'm like, yeah.
I don't know what the appeal was. There was something I remember it being so appealing. Those
Yeah.
Black and Milds. I just wanted to have some of those and the cherry prime times. I really enjoyed them. I really did. But it was because of the influence, because everybody was fucking smoking. So you're
Yeah.
just like, I'm not a smoker, but I'll have a couple cigarettes. It was like, that's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing.
And I'm thankful I never got addicted to that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I mean, I think that's most people, right? They have a little bit and like, yeah, let me have a puff of that.
Probably.
Let me get a puff of that.
Probably.
I'm dying though, $1. That's hilarious. Like you attribute it with good times.
I think so. Because
So now everybody that smells a cigarette is going to be like, oh, that's one.
yeah.
That's one Baron Von Pierce was smashing. That's
But
the
it makes
smell
sense
of
for
Baron
the,
Von
for the
Pierce
listeners
smashing.
who haven't heard the old story. That you used to carry cigarettes around, and then you always find, there's pretty ladies that like to smoke.
Yeah.
Right. But I did, because we talked about that before too. Like I couldn't stand. I dated one girl that was like a big time smoker.
Yeah, and he says she tasted like cigarettes.
Nasty, dude.
He was like,
you're
like
like
Forrest Gump. She tasted like cigarettes.
She tasted like cigarettes. 100%. And I kid, that's a big turn off for me, bro. The smell of smoke like that. But for you, it's a different thing.
20-year-old Mike, cigarettes was smashing.
Oh man, another one in the bag. Baron Von Pierce. It's episode 221. We are out chasing the smell of cigarette smoke.
For other reasons now, not
For other
not
reasons.
For that,
It's a different long story. Go back and listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're back at it again. We'll be here next week.
Yeah. If you're listening, obviously you're subscribed, but rate us, man. Get on there.
Yes.
Wherever you're at, 5 stars. That's what we like. That's what we approve.
Hell
And
yeah.
with that dollar, it is a wrap. Cheers.
Cheers.